Good morning, welcome to Morning Review. This is Kim Watson speaking on Tuesday, the 14th of June. So, looking at the euro dollar first, we're looking at the daily chart here at the moment. And as you can see, yesterday we got pretty close to the 149.18 sort of area, the monthly S2 pivot. Its prior lows, we sort of look like we could be on course for a continuation of this downward move at some point. If it looks like we're on the way there almost now, but it has slowed up a little bit. The latest Brexit poll came in at 36.43. Just check 39.46. So I'll get it the right way around in a moment and the right sort of numbers. 39% in favour of remaining 46% to leave. And the Sun newspaper has now joined in the idea of leaving. So it's a big surprise not. So there we are. There's the current voting. I think we could, on that basis, if it's anything like normal, see a bit of a continuation. But I think probably some of the bigger moves to the downside on these polls have probably been measured in to some degree, but we'll see. Okay, what else is there? Let's have a look at the 60-minute then. So already hit the daily pivot. S1, very possible. Yesterday's lows, very possible. May just need to watch this first bit of trading this morning, but any retracement, I think I'd be looking to get into a short position. Maybe needing to look at the shorter time frames to do so. Okay, that's cable pretty much. Euro dollar. Euro yesterday managed a positive day, although it's currently, I mean, to me on a 4-hourly basis, it's a bit of a bear flag picture. And if we see the euro cable selling off and with these Brexit figures, that will also affect the euro. As we've seen, it's dragging on the euro, and we could see the euro coming off some more as well. Extremed previously. Well, okay, we've had quite a lot of time between that extreme figure there, but we may well come back down towards those lows as well on the euro. Looking from the 60-minute point of view, quite messy. Interesting, actually yesterday when the polls came out, as much as it was a negative figure, we saw spikes to the upside. This is something you've got to watch very carefully as we get these poll results coming out. Is the sort of spiky moves that come around them, and people almost thinking, well, actually, it's not as bad as we thought, and you sort of get the rally, then the realization, well, it's still exit. Okay, so if it breaks this 34 here, we could be looking more bearishly at the euro dollar as well. So if the cable starts dragging down, I think, well, it'll probably be on this Brexit news, and we'll see that continue. Dollar yen then. This too is strengthening. Strengthening. It's coming down. It's strengthening against the US dollar. As I said yesterday, they will not like this at all. Back in Japan will at some point start mentioning potential moves, I should imagine, to weaken the dollar, to weaken the yen. Pretty much into yesterday's lows here, not far off it. Maybe you get a bit of action against that, but at the same time, this is whenever the world economy, and we're seeing it happening at the moment in terms of the in China, etc. Whenever we see them weakening and the markets running down, the yen gets the flow of money, and this is where it's coming at the moment. So not a great big surprise there. Okay, Aussie dollar. Well, yesterday almost managed a bit of a bounce here, and we're certainly looking that way. Anything breaking that 4-hourly 50 to me becomes bearish, but well, it may be an alternative point for some cash at the moment. It's a bit to me in a bearish position, looking at what's going on here. Yes, we've done a higher low there. We've not yet done a higher high in this current move. We can break up higher, or perhaps it may be a turning point, but to me it just looks like maybe an AB, and even if we do get it here, it's bit of a ABC correction, and we could see a continuation to the downside there. Canadian dollar. The Canadian dollar's suffered in the last couple of days on the slightly softer oil prices. Question really now on the bigger picture: is it going to continue pushing to the upside now? Are we going to start seeing something a bit more prolonged? Probably not is the answer. If we look at oil, I think it will steady around where prices are, but within a few dollars. Sitting where it is now, CAD, well, just reacting off its 4-hourly 50, so seen a slight move up there, and oil, let me just pop the oil chart so you can see what oil's been doing. Slight sort of recovery at the lows here, but nothing significant. If it starts pushing back up, of course, that will push the Canadian dollar down, and that will in turn catch its hourly 50 here. Hourly 50, sorry, hourly pivot, daily pivot rather, and make, sorry, I'm just looking at the hourly 50 as well and thinking, well, it may come back there. Break of that becomes more sort of bullish for the Canadian dollar against the US dollar. We could see a continuation to the downside. At the moment, well, it would be nicer if we'd run into that 60-minute 200 to get that cleared out of the way, because so long as it sits there, it may be a target for any sort of bounce. Okay, let's just go back. I just wanted to check there. Yeah, we're certainly reacting off the 4-hourly 50 at the moment. Okay, that's pretty much it for me there. As I said, cable is really my main focus this morning. I would like to see if I can get into a short position on this, but I just need a bit of a retrace from where we're sitting at the moment. Looking at news-wise today, we have got some news coming out. We've got inflation figures coming out in the UK at 9:30. That in itself could create some volatility around 9:30, and all will be forgotten for Brexit for a short while at least, and that may actually, if it was anything positive, could give a big enough retracement to get into a decent short position. We'll see. Alternatively, if it's dropping, it would just fuel the downside. But with a weaker pound, I would imagine that inflation may be picking up a little bit there. Forecast is for 0.4% on the CPI. Okay, US then, we got US inflation at 130. That's just about it. That's the two majors sitting there. We've got other data coming out, but it is much lighter data. Industrial production at 10 o'clock in the Euroland, and that just doesn't really create anything at all. So we've got a bit of GDP coming out from Ireland again. Doesn't really do anything. Retail sales. I've got retail sales here on Tuesday. Missed that on the other one. We've got some retail sales in the US as well, at 1:30. So that will muddy the waters at 1:30, perhaps a little bit. So that's also coming out 1:30. So two news now. Just looking, ECB Mersch speaking at 5 p.m. this afternoon. So maybe a bit of volatility around that area as well. So can't see how any of these speakers can speak without saying their or discussing their concerns on Brexit at the moment. So maybe we'll see some volatility at 5 p.m. Okay, that's pretty much it for today. Hope you have a great one. Bye for now.